the same year, firearms accounted for nearly half of all violent deaths globally. And this is very alarming. This is, to give you a global perspective or insight. Now, when you zoom into Ghana, the current trend and key incidents in Ghana, the first one is the alarming surge in gun-related incidents. In the first quarter of 2025, and we are making reference to the month of January to March, Ghana witnessed 53 gun-related incidents. That is a staggering 253.3% increase compared to just about 15 incidents in the same period. That is the first quarter in the previous year, that is 2024. 253.3% increment. That is really alarming. The other thing is that this rise reflects a widening national spread, with 15 of the country's 16 regions reporting incidents in quarter one of 2025, compared to only 9 regions in quarter one of 2024. So in other words, in that same period, quarter one 2025, the increment spread across 15 out of the 16 regions of this country. Just one region. And I'm very interested in finding out which region was that, which was left out. But 15 regions had it, and that is alarming. The Ashanti region emerged as the epicenter, recording 12 incidents. And this is, dramatically, it's moved from 3 in early 2024. So the same first quarter, we are comparing 2024 first quarter to 2025 first quarter. Ashanti region, 2024 first quarter, it had 3 incidents. This year, 12 incidents. If you zone the middle zone, that's the middle belt of Ghana, had 45%, the northern zone 38%, and the coastal zone had 17%. And that is the percentage spread. The other aspect is the shooting incident, and that is something I believe a lot of you still remember. There was a tragic event at the Kumasi Adventist Senior High School, and that again highlighted the accessibility of weapons because it involved students. And when I first heard of it, I was like, this is like America. I mean, if you frequent America, you realize that it's more like a daily thing. Students shooting. I mean, I never thought that even for a second that we'll have it in Ghana. But that is what happened. The FOSD, that is the Foundation for Security and Development in Africa, this is what they recorded. 30 gun-related incidents in quarter 4 of 2024. That's the last quarter of 2024. 60% rise from quarter 3. So quarter 4, how do we call it? Quarter 4, we had 30 gun-related. Quarter 3, prior to the quarter 4, 2024, it was just about 60, it was about 40%. Now, when we moved from quarter 3 to quarter 4, 30 gun, it means that there was an increment of 60%. This year, first quarter, we have recorded 27 more incidents, and this is according to the Foundation for Security and Development in Africa. Clear indication that it is on the rise, whether we like it or not. Security response in the northeast or in the northern east of Ghana. In July 2025, soldiers were deployed to the northeast where gunmen killed a Kusasi chief and 3 high school students amid the long-standing Boku chieftaincy dispute. And I remember, or I believe strongly that all of us remember this very well because this is just about 2 months ago, or yes, just about a month or so ago, where we had a curfew and the curfew was imposed to restore calm. That was one of the measures that took place during the curfew. Then we also moved to the next one, some of the underlying drivers and structural issues. The first one we're talking about is weak regulation and craft gun proliferation. Yeah. Okay. So with that one, we're looking at the first one, which has to do with local production of craft guns. And when I saw this, I mean, I was alarmed. It says that those who are producing the guns, the locally manufactured guns, they spend an average of $9 to produce it. And they're able to sell it between $90 to $150. And so it makes them easily accessible to criminal network. And of course, those producing it, if I will invest $9 to produce something and sell it between $90 to $150, obviously, it's going to be a great thing. And everyone will want to go into that. The other thing is regions like Dagbon contend with traditional blacksmithing and proximity to porous borders, aiding small arms proliferation. Places like Dagbon, it is one of the places where we are having challenges there. The other thing we need to appreciate is that the insignificance of annual re-registration is a glaring regulatory gap. And look at this very critically. The research I did suggests that we have about 1.23 million legally owned firearms. We have about 1.23 million. Those are legally owned firearms. In other words, I have the arm, I take it through the appropriate authorities for it to be registered. But that's not the worrying part. The other part says that only 40,000 out of the 1.23 million legally owned firearms are re-registered each year. And so we have 1.23 million. Each year, I mean, the regulators are saying that you are supposed to, re-register it. The research says that each year we have an average of 40,000. 40,000 out of 1.23, we are left with 1.2, is it 6? 2 something. Those of you whose maths are good, you can do the calculation. But what it simply means or tells us is that at the end of the day, over 1.2 million firearms are not re-registered, and so we can't even trace, and we don't know who are handling those arms. And that is really another alarming thing. Illegal mining operators, Galamsey, they also contribute. Many illegal miners carry firearms for protection, exploiting weak enforcement. And that is really something that is very worrying. And we need to look at that. And that is what we are going to look at today. And so this evening, we are asking ourselves a very simple question. How do we, as a country, deal with gun violence? You are going to share your experience with us through the WhatsApp lines that has been exhibited. Tell us your thoughts, questions that you have. What do you think is the best approach for us to solve this issue that has to do with gun violence? It is very possible that you may have some unfortunate incidents through this, our inability to ensure proper regulation as far as those who are holding guns in Ghana are concerned. You can share your experience with us also, and we'll read them for you at the appropriate time. We are going to take a commercial break. And the reason why I seem to be going very fast, pardon me, is simply because of the guest I have this evening. I don't want us to miss even a minute. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to introduce to you my guest, our guest for this evening. And we'll zoom straight into the conversation. Stay tuned.
Ifo kra na menyisika edia ye mefui.
Ehinfa pa na menya bosia edia tre medwuma yimu.
Kai kra mabre me busia ato taxi fufu. Suhum Rural Bank.
Suhum Rural Bank.
Yemamwa kwa baba Suhum Rural Bank. Ye won hyehyɛ ahodoɔ bi te sɛ dwadifo abosia, akuokuro bosia, susu account, and it also wɔ hɔ savings account, me bada chain savings account, and the keka ho. Press Suhum Rural Bank was 034229186. Na won so wetu mi aka sɛ
Suhum Rural Bank. Ama ene mayeka ona.
Suhum Rural Bank. Enti me pa minie.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to your transformative program, Politics and Beyond. I'm still your host, Emmanuel Jr. And as I indicated to you, this evening we are going to have a very interesting conversation. Sorry about that. I don't know how this happened, but we're going to have another interactive program. And we are so fortunate to have with us a man who actually needs no introduction as far as the space, media space in Ghana. In fact, Ghana is concerned. This is a man I have personally come to appreciate, like, respect so much, my elder brother, and we can only say thank you to him at the end of the show, because I personally know what sacrifices he needed to do to join us this evening, knowing very well the importance of the topic and what we are discussing. I'm making reference to no other than your own, my own, our own, Dr. Adam Buna. Doc, welcome to Politics and Beyond.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you.
It's humbling to be here.
The firebrand man.
It's humbling to be dragged to be here.
I'm the only one who can do that.
Yes, I needed to just follow the instructions, be here, and I had to come. And you know, usually I'll close maybe around 5, 6.
Yeah.
But I said, Charlie, I can't go all the way to the other side of town.
Exactly.
And come back.
That's
so
right.
You know, let me just stay around. So it's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the first time, in fact, coming here.
Yes, that is what you said earlier. This is the first time coming to TV XYZ, to Radio XYZ, and then to Power FM.
Even though I talk on phone,
but your person.
First time coming into the studio.
We are privileged. We are privileged.
It's humbling to be here.
And thank you so much. But Doc, when you were first appointed, I mean, among the number of names that I personally heard, when I heard your name, the first thing I said to myself was that the appointment authorities couldn't have gotten it, wrong. I mean, you are just the best person to be the executive secretary for the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. I mean, Doc, how is the office like?
Thank you very much, and good evening to yourself. I mean, like I said, it's humbling to be dragged. Literally dragged. You know, those days in secondary school, they used to say, fill the gap.
Exactly.
The senior will do this way,
and they have to put your nose in.
Just push your nose in, and he squeezes it. And
exactly. That's right. So that is what happened.
You pulled me by the nose to this, and it's humbling. I must say,
thank you.
Even though I admire the work all of you do here, right. Making sure you are changing our media landscape, and the wonderful work all of you do here. It's humbling to be here too. The first time, I'm sure this is the beginning of many visits.
I agree.
Yes,
we'll be so happy.
Many visits.
Very well.
But let me also say good evening to the millions who are watching us from all over the world, including this country. And in fact, my colleagues at the Arms Commission, I'm beginning to call it the Arms Commission, because we are looking forward to getting our law amended. So we become, instead of Small Arms and Light Arms Commission, we become the Arms Commission or the Arms Authority. Yes, so good evening to them. I'm sure they are all glued to their TV sets from all over the country.
That's right.
We are in all the border regions, all the borders, Aflao, so you can talk about them. Hamile, we are in all these at the ports. Temapo, we are in all these other areas. And in fact, my my colleagues, the senior officers, the JB, Asante, Carl, Malam.
That's great.
And I mean, these are, without them, the work would have been very difficult for some of us. They are, especially JB and Co. They are like the brain box of most of that, because they've been there for a long time. And I mean,
continuity is very important.
I believe in teamwork, and I believe that when you put a team, is the reason why it's a football team.
That's right.
Yes, a football, even in tennis, it's teamwork. And so I believe solidly as an administrator. I always believe in building a team that one day, even if you are not there, the team should be able to progress without you. But if the team has to always depend on you to survive, then you haven't done anything. So we've done wonderfully well since I was appointed, tried to do some changes. And in fact, some of the data you read out also came from my commission.
Very well.
My research team would collect data and they keep it. And I asked, why do you keep it? Then don't do it.
Yeah.
And the answer was that, it's security.
Well, matters of security, we've been told or been oriented over the past years that it is not for public consumption.
No, it's a fallacy. I tell people that, you see, when I came in here off air, I was telling you that what goes on usually at national security, listen, your officers might not be national security
exactly,
but
they have it.
So you see, it's important that it's not everything you put out.
Yeah.
I have sworn an oath to keep certain things secret. Of course, I won't disclose them. But the truth is that somebody will go and disclose something and it will come out. And so as much as possible, the more you inform people about the happenings of the country, the more they become abreast with whatever is going on. You understand? I mean, condolences to my fallen colleagues who passed on, Mutala, the Honorable Defense Minister. I was supposed to see him the Thursday. The Thursday, the Wednesday, Thursday, I was supposed to see him. And unfortunately, he died the Wednesday. And so you can imagine. I say that people have said a lot of things, and I say it's not everything we want to keep it under the cover of darkness, because then what dance now people know anything they don't know, they know. So as much as possible, let's share information with people. At the Small Arms Commission, we are doing a lot. Now we publish data we collect. So we've done the first quarter, we've done the second quarter, and it's interesting. Some of this data is what is now letting people know the harmful effect of firearms. If not, if you collect the data, you keep it under your bed. Then I say there's no reason why government should pay you, and then you are kept at the Small Arms Commission or the Arms Commission Research Unit or research decks, and then all you do is collect data and you keep it under the... For what? For who?
That's right.
I mean, for who?
That's right.
Collect the data, let people know, because in any case, some of this data is open. I mean, most of the data is open source. The only thing is that we pull them together. We are like the coordinating entity that coordinates these things together. After XYZ reports, we pick it. This report we pick. We put them together and do a trend analysis.
So they are already in the system.
They are already in the system. So don't think people don't know. They know. They know. So it's why I believe in openness.
That's right.
I believe in openness. Once you open as much as possible and say, listen, let's do this together, things will work. And my research guys, led by Aaron, they're doing fantastic. Collecting data, and we share ideas as to what to do. And that data is actually now informing the discussion of what the country must do. Which is important. You were talking about when you go to Ashanti region, the first quarter, between the first quarter and then the second quarter, Ashanti region has jumped to 75% gun violence. 75%, yes, 75% gun violence in Ashanti region. And regions that didn't record, what do you call it, gun violence, because Ashanti region moved from 12 violent crimes to 21 in the second quarter.
The second quarter recorded, the 12 was the first quarter. Second quarter, Ashanti region alone recorded 21. And
the trend analysis at the moment, Ashanti could go probably more than 200% for the third quarter. Yes. Ashanti alone could go, and it is not because Ashanti region is a bad place. I've said it repeatedly. Ashanti region, I don't know why Cape Coast is called the central region. Someone will have to.
I agree. I've also said that Ashanti is the actual middle belt.
So if someone says Cape Coast is a central region, I don't know maybe I didn't take my either history or geography lessons serious when I was doing my O levels, whatever. But Ashanti region seems to be the center, the nerve center of this country.
Yeah.
So those coming from the Sahel region they will leave remnant. Some of them will remain in Ashanti. Those coming from the south, some of them will remain in Ashanti. And so definitely once you are
is the actual center,
you are in the you are in the center. Everybody, if it is good, they leave some there. If it is bad, they will leave some there. And so Ashanti region shouldn't be seen as a bad place, but it is because everybody goes through Ashanti region in one way or the other. If you are going to the north, you go to Ashanti. If you are coming from up north to the south, you go to Ashanti. And when they load cargo from the port, where do they go through? They go through Ashanti. When they are coming from, when they load the animals, they come to Ashanti.
That's right.
And so if there are firearms, some of the firearms would also remain in Ashanti. And so, and you know, the topography of Ashanti region is I mean, Accra is small.
Right.
Accra is small. Ashanti region spreads all the way to what do you call it, a Dra or Boase. So look at where Obuase is.
Yes.
Look at you know, and or is it Offensu area?
I mean,
all this area.
From Kumasi to Obuase is a whole journey on its own.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a whole journey. Those of you
if
have
you
had
have
a chance to
go to Accra, if traffic is good, I can go to Adan within 45 minutes. I can go and come back. 45 1 hour. I can go and come back. Can you do, even if we have highways, can you do Obuase,
no.
Ashanti?
No.
So it tells you that Ashanti is big.
That's right.
And so when we should be mindful of the size, the topography of Ashanti region. But the truth is that gun violence has surged. It's gone up unimaginably so high. And the simple reason is because previously, so, I mean, you know, I have had relationship with the commission before His Excellency appointed me to go there.
Yeah.
I served on behalf of CSOs on the board of the Small Arms Commission. I've been part of the Small Arms Commission probably in the last 10 years or something.
Right.
Where been part of a lot of activities where you are invited to come and play a role here and there. Not, I mean, and maybe officially I served, you know, as a board member. And we drafted a bill that was supposed to regulate firearms in this country.
Right.
Unfortunately, some of us, I was tasked by the then board chairman to get this bill, push them.
Look, I'm not going to catch you, but the bill which was under the legal structure.
Yeah.
I'll come there.
Okay.
I want us to dwell a bit more on the data, because for me it's really alarming. And now we have established without any doubt that it is on the increase in terms of gun violence.
Yeah.
It is on the increase.
Yes.
The other aspect I want us to look at, if you can explain to us why it is so, is this part that says that we have about 1.23 million legally owned firearms, which are supposed to be re-registered every year. Averagely, out of this 1.23 million, we are able to re-register just about 40,000.
Regulation.
But then,
no, when I say regulation, we'll come there. But
right.
You see, this radio station,
yes,
won't to me,
station FM
has been closed down.
That's true.
Because somebody understood the fact that if you joke with media, Rwanda will happen in Ghana.
That's right.
And formulated a law, promulgated a law that says that if you don't renew your broadcast license, we'll shut you down.
That's right.
We'll just take off the plug, and that's it.
And to a large extent, there's an enforcement.
There's an enforcement. But when you don't have regulation to enforce, it's difficult. Because without regulation, how do you don't have adequate regulation? So the guy doesn't come to re-register his firearm, renew the license or the permits.
Yeah.
Let's call it that way.
Yeah.
Has he committed a crime by not doing that?
Right.
What type of punishment is he going to be given if he does not come to register, re-license, or to renew his license? If you see, you know the reason why they say property rate collection becomes very difficult,
yeah.
and then TV license becomes difficult to collect.
Yeah.
Because if it will cost you too much to prosecute a thief, you will not worry yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
The reason why we changed the mining law to say when you take gold out of this country, it is a first-degree felony.
Right.
Now,
right.
When you take gold, now we don't have the death sentence.
Yeah,
is gone.
It's gone.
But in place of the death sentence, you could go in for life imprisonment.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Because gold is about life and death. That's the reason why on our colors you have gold as the goodyear we have. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have regulation to ensure that we sanitize the space. Even that with the regulation, look at what is happening. But at that point when you are arrested with a firearm, the policeman arrests you and the next day he takes you to court. See how the people take you to court. And the court, the judge looks at you and says, oh, 50 penalty unit. A penalty unit now is 12 Ghana cedi. Times
50.
Times 50. How much? And you see, you can't blame the judge. Because that's what
the law.
For the judges, they don't. We have judge-made laws, but that is usually at the apex court.
Exactly.
But so you give them the criminal code, he looks at it, and then he says, okay, he's committed this punishment. What does the penalty at 20 now? What does he say? Okay, give him so and so maximum, maybe this. The policeman will be thinking, so this guy, yeah, we know he's a criminal, but he hasn't used a firearm to commit a crime, but he has a firearm. We caught him, took him to police court, and he only got some, chicken change, what do you call it, penalties to pay. Therefore, sometimes we are humans. The police officer will just be looking at you, waiting that when you are committing a crime and he's saying, when he comes, he shoots at you.
Right.
You got it?
Right.
And so it's become increasingly, we are, because of regulation, we seem to be chasing, it's a target. The guy is moving and you are chasing. Instead of us being in front to confront them, we are at the back. So the guy is going and you are chasing him. He's going
he's always ahead of you.
That is the challenge we have.
Right.
As we speak, I won't mention where, but I can tell you that a firearm that has been registered 2020 has been used to commit a crime in Ashanti region. And that firearm, fortunately, the police, they are doing a wonderful job. Our colleagues in the police service, the patrol unit and all these people, they go out there and they are confronted with serious ammo, serious firearms. That sometimes even they themselves, they are armored, they don't have them. That is what they come face to face with.
Wow.
Yes. That is what they come face to. But you go and the guy is holding, M16, and you are holding AK-47. Now,
how are they able to get those?
AK-47, now Fanny M16.
No, but how are they able to get those?
AK-47, you're not Fanny M16. So, who corners a Nipan Kuta M16? Who Kuta AK-47? Why you cannot jam it?
That's the thing.
Why you cannot jam it? So the challenge is that we failed to act some time ago. Now we are acting to make sure we sanitize the space.
Right.
I push the then ministers, push them and push them and push them. Me, I walk to them, you talk to them. Let's get this thing done. Let's get it done. They won't mind you. They won't just mind you. You see, Konongo.
Yes.
Recently, Konongo went up in flames when they are selling explosives. These dynamites and all those things like candies. Yeah. And it went up in flames. It's because of lack of regulation. And so mine is that this issue about Ashanti region. So they found a weapon. Yeah. The police accosted these criminals. And they dropped one of their weapons. And the police picked it. Apparently, the weapon was registered in 2020.
So
and the person has legally acquired weapon 2020, found being the person used it, shot at the police shot back and they dropped the weapon, the police picked it in Ashanti region. So these are some of the challenges our colleagues who face these criminals. So you see a weapon that states in our register, because yen fa nhihye bia into ho say okay, when you do ABCD, when you don't register, maybe you have committed a second degree felony,
exactly.
And therefore the punishment is high.
Yeah.
But, so you have these figures you broadcasted.
Yeah.
It's even worse than that. I mean, I always try to be blunt. I don't know, Chinyano. So once I find myself in this place, I will still continue to do it right because and we also at the commission we lack resources. So if Honorable Atuforson is listening, we lack resources to help do what we have to do. If I tell you how much, even though when I was appointed, the budget has already gone through.
Exactly. So,
do you get what I'm not trying to? So what I'm trying to say is that
the reality is what we discuss.
We are performing a very important role in this country. We need resources to be able to perform that role. Liberia, Sierra Leone, and these other places fell into the bad guys' hands because someone failed to check. But there's a reason why some of us have found ourselves, I've been a private sector player for all my life, 30 years or so of my, and I have done good in business, done well in business. But it's humbling. I mean, Charlie, public service is not easy. Even 10 Ghana Cedi crowd, they have to audit you.
The process will be
10 Ghana Cedi, you have to audit you. Auditor will say, no, I do not be prudent spending. You can't spend. So it's humbling to go through all that. Process, we need resources because then we have to help protect the state. Mine is that, like I said, we need to be blunt about these things because I wouldn't want someone to say, what did you? You were hiding the facts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Me, I won't hide the facts. If what needs to be, if I swore an oath as a member of the board of the commission not to say certain things, but these things are facts that
everybody knows.
My budget is known to the public.
That's right.
My budget is fairly small, so I'm asking my colleague, the honorable finance minister and his team, the next budget that will come, they should give us enough resources.
Yeah.
My personnel, we are not many. The number of personnel, I'm told we are going to be given, the opportunity to recruit because then when you go to other places, Liberia came to learn. Can you imagine? Liberia came to learn when we were drafting our bill. Liberia ran to us to come and see what we have done.
Okay.
Liberia passed the law. Okay. Gun violence in Liberia is
reducing,
not reducing. It's about 85% lower than us.
Liberia.
That's what you see. That is the effect of regulation. They came to learn from us. So basically, what I am trying to say is that, fortunately, if you go into the NDC's manifesto, I think page 156, it is there that the Small Arms Commission would be made, will be retooled and. Given the power to regulate the space. The president promised in his first state of the nation address. My minister, the Honorable Mutaka Mubarak, has been, he's pushing this thing more than even me. I mean, this thing is almost like some of us, our babies, like, so you won't, but sometimes when I'm talking to him, the way Honorable Mutaka wants this thing done, tells you that the current government wants to fix it. Right. You know that before the former defense minister, this unfortunate incident happened, he had said certain things. And it's not, I don't want to repeat it, but before 2025, there were a lot of leakages.
Okay.
I mean, I was just looking at 8th of August Chronicle newspaper.
Right.
16 AK-47 stolen allegedly by a uniformed police officer who was manning an armory. I mean, it is there. I mean, when you go, let your people look for it. It's there. I'm not reporting. I knew about it, but I couldn't have put it out.
Yes.
Until it was, but now it's out. On the 8th of Chronicle, front page, 16 AK-47 stolen from police armory. And so you see, some of us have urged that we should put measures in place to make sure leakages. You see, a firearm, a weapon without bullets is useless.
Yeah.
A weapon without bullet is useless. So the moment these things are missing from state armories, then we have a problem. And the Small Arms Commission or the Arms Commission, it is our duty. We are the coordinating point when it comes to everything. We manage them, and we report to the AU, we report to ECOWAS, we report to the ATT. It is our work. And so when these things are going on, you have our colleagues calling us from all over the world. We've heard this, we've heard that, we've heard this. So we have to be on top of our game. Our colleagues in the sub-region, I was in Mali recently, I was telling you.
Yeah.
And when we met them, you can see that they are not too happy. They are not too happy with us. They say Ghana has become a transit point. In fact, sometimes you say no. Charlie, what
that's the reality.
Go to me, public road into but Obia, wato etu abuba from Saboso kan yo se hemfan free nkran ha e de kwa akora bani Togo enom che no the police for we are still prosecuting the guy.
Wow,
you get it. And so the system is so messed, but I don't want to lament. What we are seeing now is, see, Galamsey, you can't stop Galamsey.
I was coming to that. Galamsey, armed robbery, chieftaincy issues. Sanyama saying it is very clear, say it is this guns. Anomuyusu.
You see, let me tell you something. Road rage. When I was growing up, road rage. Typically, I was see na Muhammad Didi Muhatem Kakra. No, be a
baby, yeah.
See, you know, I will be you too.
Obey you too. That's true.
No, that's also.
Yeah.
Most of them have taken all manner of things. And when you see some of the robbery, you see gold Saturday
rage. Yeah, I saw it.
You look at
those, so scary.
Look at those boys and the guns.
Yes, heavy guns.
Ask yourself, where did they get the guns?
And they were young guys too.
Young guys, boys who should be in secondary school. When you look at them, they should be in secondary school. They stole how many pounds of gold, and that is millions. So.
And you know the worrying part is,
me say
it was a daytime.
Yeah, me say right now the young chaps who are armed, they don't care. They don't care because you see, they feel they are so empowered to do it. Right. But I know that measures are being put in place to clamp down on them. The police is doing a bit, but I'm sure we have the AU amnesty month is September.
That's true.
And there are some recommendations. I don't want to preempt what will happen.
Okay.
But there are some recommendations. I'm sure that Ghana might also grant something, some amnesty. I mean, maybe an extended one, hopefully, hoping that if it is done, we might get a situation where those who have these firearms will bring them. If you don't bring them, someone will report you, will come after you. But at the moment, I can tell school children are holding firearms.
Yeah.
We were talking about it in America. And I say even in America, even though at New York recently, some crazy person shot people. These things are supposed to be alien to us.
Exactly.
But these days, the young children, they are showing off with firearms on YouTube and all those. These days, I can't keep count of these social media handles. Plenty. And they are showing off. I hear they have secured ones that some of us will never see. And they transmit these things. They steal from parents who are not supposed to own them. But the law,
the penalty, as you are saying, I mean, it's not biting. So, I mean, why? Yeah.
So, we have a serious problem. Unfortunately, the president has promised that he would going to do everything to get it done. My minister and his team have promised. Those of us at the helm of affairs at the Arms Commission, myself, JB Asante, Carl, Malam, and my team, are ready. We are doing what we have to do, and we are doing things that probably we should have been doing some time ago. And we believe that when things are done right, enforcement would be easy. But when things are not done right, forget about it. When things are not done right, you see, like I use the example of Liberia and Sierra Leone. Today, Liberia, even though you say once upon a time was a war-torn country, gun violence is 80% better than ours. 85%, not 80, 85% better. And the statistics are there. If you Google it, you will see it. It's better than us.
Wow.
And so it tells you that we are sitting on a time bomb that is doing because today you can't stop Galamsey if you don't take out the firearms. Police officers go there. You saw police officers being shot at. People have, and it's happened in these countries because it's a cartel.
Yeah.
The big man is in Accra, is in somewhere in the city, or is in London, is in New York, and is financing what is going on. He buys weapons. When they seize these weapons from the Galamsey site,
it's scary.
They are fresh guns.
It's scary.
And
actually, those boys handling it, no, there's no way I'm to me at you.
Excavator.
Yeah.
How much is excavator? One person has 100 excavators.
So he will need to protect it.
He needs to protect it. Coming here for the first time, you have a fence wall.
Yeah.
You have security people. They are checking. So you are protecting this place. So if this place was to be an illegal mining site, maybe you come and people are. And that is the same thing they are doing. And they work 24/7. And they use these guns. Apart from using them to protect these sites, they slip them into town to go and rob people. And you see, when eventually in the bushes, they learn to, in a very crude way, shoot. Learn to practice shooting. Learn to do these things, even though they don't do it well. They come into town and they would take it up on people. And that is what is happening. So police officers, I pray every day for those who go out there, because you could go and you won't come back again. They will shoot at you. They will shoot at you. So look at, there was a robbery at Winneba, also Rural Bank recently. I think over the weekend. And when the police got there, these guys were shooting at the police.
Wow.
They're firing at the police. Fortunately, because these are professionals, I think the police didn't pick up any injury, but they were able to shoot at the guys. I don't know whether anyone they shot anybody, but I think some of them would have gotten some injuries, but they escaped. And the police is saying that these guys might be a gang that is operating from region to region because they've robbed a rural bank somewhere in
Ashanti, and they've moved to another region.
So these are people who are
well
organized. They are like grave looters. They specialize in looting banks and maybe state armories or what do you call private armories. They specialize in breaking into where they sell gold. So these are people who know what they are doing.
That's right.
They are well connected. And someone is usually behind them. Someone is usually, because you see, it will be so difficult for me, you, and those your producers and cameramen to just randomly call one another and conquer a robbery. No. You know, every criminologist will tell you that no. Someone would have to do the planning. Someone would have to do the financing. Someone will be asked, you will do lookout. You will do this. You will do this. You will do that. You will hold the weapon. Your work is to be on the lookout when they are robbing. So someone does all those things for them.
He coordinates.
So if you don't break that chain,
it
becomes the Atayi type of robbery.
Exactly.
They come, they know what in precision they get. And so once they have firearms, the reason why Galamsey fight is difficult.
I know it's on the increase. It's really worrying.
We are trying. The states, the president is doing everything. My colleagues, everyone, we are all involved. But because these guys have loose weapons and ammunitions, they are coming at us. You fire and they fire back. You fire and they fire back. And so sometimes you have to call for reinforcement. Maybe the reinforcement will be, it will take a day for reinforcement to get there. you know where they operate. It will take a day. So if you were to go in with, let's say, 20 police officers with military officers, and you are surrounded by 100 of them with weapons, I'm going to call for reinforcement. And the reinforcement might take a day to get there. Sometimes they swim across rivers. So mine is that, listen, gun violence is on the rise because previously we had failed as a country to put in measures, even though some of us we kept singing
about it
and
so many times
and talking about it. Unfortunately, but now I will tell you that now I lament and I go out there to do the work. at the moment, my bill is before it's gone round, and probably it will very soon end up at the AG's department.
Okay.
And once it goes to the AG, I believe my brother Honorable Ayen, I think I saw him today. He won't let it spend a day on his desk. I'm sure he watches this program.
He does.
Yeah, he's my brother.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that once it gets to him, he will know we are confronted with, we've been confronted with, these devils, demons who are armed. And therefore, we need to get things done. Once we do it as fast as possible, we are able to, we might not be able to immediately retrieve, but we'll be able to stop the guns that are still, because as we speak,
it's still going.
And now,
we
have the artisanship type of weapons.
That is also another worrying one. Look at the statistics, the data. You need an average of $9 to produce, so you can equivalent of that's Ghana cedis equivalent. $9 to produce, and then they're able to sell it between the range of $90 to $150. It has become very lucrative.
Exactly.
Do we have any checks and balances?
No.
If I want to go and produce, are there any measures?
The current law we have, you can't produce. Right. That is, I call it is the hypocritical type of law.
Right.
Where the Okada guy is riding Okada and making his money. We say, what you are doing is illegal. And the guy is
still doing. That's right.
Make laws, regulate the Okada rider, let him earn some money. But when someone commits a crime using Okada, you are able to know that this bike is registered to ABC.
I agree.
So what we have done is to say, listen, it will be difficult. You see the reason why successive government keeps saying that you can't stop mining.
Yeah.
You can't stop mining. What we need to do is to make sure that people do decent mining. Don't go to the water bodies.
Yeah.
Don't go to the forest.
Yeah.
Don't go here, don't go here, don't go here. Once people understand it, they do it right. So mine is that we say they shouldn't produce the weapons. As we sit here, the blacksmiths might be making, or the gunsmiths will be making weapons.
How do we even check?
So I rather would want a law. That is, part of the bill is
right.
That they were all part of the drafting of the bill. We have their database already. So once the law is promulgated, we bring them in. You now give them specialized training. The First World War, the reason why Britain became Britain was because they had a lot of people who were producing guns and could fix guns.
Okay.
Britain is just some small island.
Exactly, it is.
They were, because then you couldn't just bring in people so they had people who were, gunsmiths.
Exactly.
So when they go to war and the guns, they clock up, or the guns, they get jammed up, they are damaged, they bring them back. And the gun fitters, the weapon fitters fix them and they send them back. So these boys and these people we see who do this, we can turn them around, capture their database, give them training, and Ghana could be a hub for producing weapons, not illicit weapons, weapons that we could sell. If I tell you how much weapons that comes through Ghana to the Sahel and other places, if we are producing that amount of weapons, it will bring us foreign. And go to Alavanyo in Konya and go to some areas in Alaba, some areas in Kumasi, Konkompe. People are making guns. And when you see the guns, I was in Mali when some sidearms they showed to us. I was surprised the guys made them locally.
Really?
And our people also do some of these things. When you see them, Charlie, you will not believe it.
Wow.
At least they have acquired these things. It's generational something. The guy's great-great-grandfather used to be a gunsmith or blacksmith, making it. They were using it for musketries and hunting. His father, and then it gets to him, you say, don't do it. You look at you and say, are you joking? You wait, when you go and sleep, you go and do that thing. They find it. Boom, boom. Then the next day, he's done 3 of them. How much? $450.
That's right.
How much are you paid when you work here? The guy is a day, he makes 3 of them.
And you want him to stop what he's doing.
So rather capture him, make sure the gun he's making, you give him the right material, the right training to make the guns. Who he sells the gun to, you know who he's selling the gun
Regulate
to.
It.
But at the moment, like I say, the law we have was promulgated, I think 1962. We'll say it's an old law.
The 72 one, the Arms and Ammunition Decree, or not that one?
I think it's a 72.
Yeah,
I think there is a prior one. Okay. So you see, even if it's a 72 one, I mean, it's as old as I am.
It is.
Do you understand me? How many people? It is. How many 72 laws do we have in Ghana?
It is.
Do you understand me? How many? Yeah. I'm sure most of you in this studio were not born in 72.
No.
Even though I was born back then, but I mean, so it tells you that even the 1992 Constitution has undergone reviews and judicial decisions, a lot of things, and then you have something as important as your gun laws, and it's just empty. It's hollow. It will be ahead of it. I mean, I say, man, let me. It's something that I would say we should have dealt with, but some of us, and I say, thankfully, I have been put there. And therefore, probably I'm the chief servant of the place. Exactly. I should be able to say these things the way it needs to be said, so that people will
appreciate it.
I mean, and sometimes when these things happen, people send me, they'll tag me. What's the Dr. Abona doing? He's not doing anything. It's not all that I can say. I say, sometimes I want to tell them, you go and look at the law. What the law doesn't empower me to do anything.
That's sad.
The law doesn't empower me to. The law doesn't even empower the police to do martinami. So the law and the police, as for the police don't make laws. We don't make laws. The law not so the brain.
Now enforce it. That's it.
The law now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the executive, I'm part of the executive.
Yeah.
We are trying that this law, the promise, we were supposed to have been gone through and passed, before Parliament, but it looks like certain things didn't go the way we wanted, but plus minus, we could get it probably passed in the next when Parliament comes back. So that once we get it that way, it will help us.
Maybe say you better, as I indicated earlier, a bit more on the laws. Inti maybe say you better a bit of orientation into what the new law will entail. Is it the National Arms Bill? As it is, and now you're pushing.
Yes.
But let me go through some messages that have come through. Let's involve our viewers and our listeners, and then we'll see. This one says, "Good evening, Mr. Wilson. I want to use this opportunity to send my condolences to the bereaved families of the helicopter crash at Adanse Akrofum in Obuasi in the Ashanti region." Okay, you didn't add your name. Good evening, Mr. Wilson. I'm watching you all the way from Ho in the Volta region. Thanks for hosting my role model. I like how eloquent he is, and life wish he gets the viable grounds to perform. Okay, you didn't add your name. Good evening, Mr. Wilson. I am Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed from Ebura Dunkwa. I want to know more about the detained Brigadier General in the Ashanti region. Is there anyone like that?
I'm sure they. I don't want to go there.
Okay, that's fine. I am not. I don't know much about that.
I called him out before election. Called him out. So I don't want to personalize it.
Very well.
But because I know someone will say I know a lot.
Right.
But especially now that you are a public officer,
sometimes you have to.
It's not everything.
Very well.
Put out there.
Very well. This one says, Mr. Wilson, I'm a champon Kwesi from Gulumpe in the Kintampo North Municipal at Bono East region. The government should register all the locally gun manufacturers so that they can have a place to sell their guns under registration with their Ghana card. That will help the security to do follow-up for re-registration. Okay, that's exactly what Doc also proposed. This one is from Aboso. This Masawood Mohammed. Since they have been registered, meaning the authority is having their data, so they have traced them. If they don't have the men, if they don't have the men, I am available, I am unemployed, I am in the house. Okay, good evening, Mr. Wilson. About small guns control in the country. We were in this country when the late Defense Minister of State alleged that the Ghana Army has transferred ammunition to National Security which is missing. Are we safe? Please, Mr. Watson, please up to now my village still use, up to now my village still use rifle during funeral. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Wilson. The last time I experienced a gun was when my pastor fired a gun in the air to scare thieves. Oh, when his house was invaded by thieves, that the police gave him the advice to do so. Are we safe? Okay, so good evening, Mr. Wilson. I am teacher Abu from Sefi, Buakon. Extend my greetings to your guest, Mr. Adam Bona. Indeed, he deserves the position that he is now occupying because he has much experience about the job. My greetings again to Honorable Kofi Benta, okay, a full MP for Sefi. Good evening, Mr. Host. Thanks for the opportunity to contribute to your show. Please, from your discussion with Dr. Bona, that the following, if considered to prevent both gun violence and proliferation in the country, I think we first need a whole system reset of the following. First, the gun possession and usage law should be reviewed. Second, the licensing border control staff should be changed. Third, all existing licenses should be revoked. Fourth, stringent or more deterring measures should be implemented. Grassroots comprehensive awareness education, that's important. Maybe anyone seen with arms should be declared a criminal until the requisite document is produced. I think that would be too harsh. The act of military dressing and the employment of such people by supposed prominent people in society who buy and register for the boys who have no basic training to use. Okay, I'm not getting that one. Anyway, and it goes on and on. Thank you. This one says, hi, Mr. Wilson. God bless you for the good work you are doing. May the Lord continue to protect you in Jesus' name. Amen. Mr. Wilson, training and education will go a long way to help curtail gun violence. Consider Israel, where carriage of arms is not a worry because there has been enough training and education of the populace on its possession. This one says, good evening, Mr. Wilson. Please, why can't we introduce the firing squad again? Hey, as it was in those days. Okay, you didn't add your name. Mr. Wilson, special greetings to my boss, Dr. Adam Bona. All I'm saying is that the guys at the Galamsey sites are all sponsored by some huge ranking personnel in the country, and they are the victims of the sabotage against the government on power or in power. This one is from Charles. Okay, Mr. Wilson, politics and beyond. Good evening. This is the concern for the nation. I'm a retired security personnel for security reasons. I will not mention my name. I once saw policemen in uniform using motorbikes in the morning at about 7:30 a.m. Okay, so a policeman, he was not holding weapon and he entered a ghetto. When he was coming out, he was having the weapon in his hand.
Interesting.
That means he gave the weapon to the ghetto guys to go and do whatever they wanted to do with it till the next morning where he went for his weapon. And this has been happening. And he says he's a security personnel. Good evening, Mr. Wilson. Well done for the good job you are doing for the country, Ghana. Kwejo, please, my small contribution I want to add to my father's own is they should set a committee at the lower grassroots through the assemblymen and the assemblywomen as whistleblowers. And I promise you, within a week, guns that you will collect, this figure will be even less. Okay, whistleblowers at the grassroots and the work will be easy. Therefore, you would see okay, there before you will see the registered ones and the ones that are not registered. Okay, the messages are a lot. But Doc, before we get to the bill, this issue of a policeman going to a ghetto to go and take a weapon, which obviously suggests that the weapon was given to a ghetto person for whatever purpose no one knows. Have you ever heard of such incidents before?
Oh, I just told you 16 allegedly AK-47.
The missing ones, right.
And these weapons have been acquired and entrusted into the Ghana Police Service, their hands, for the anti-terrorism unit of the Ghana. So anti-terrorism. It means that this is like a rapid response team, that if something untoward is happening, they go there and they can put together quickly weapons, and just one or two of them allegedly have stolen 16 of them.
Wow.
So what this caller is saying, I would not say it is not true.
Right.
You know me, I mean,
exactly.
it is true.
Exactly.
I won't, based on this, if you want to do deductions, you would say that what he's saying is closer to being the truth than being a lie. Even though I'm not a witness to what he's saying. Based on official record by the police themselves, it tells you that there are few unscrupulous persons amongst them whose you know, my dad used to be a police officer, and I tell people that those who joined these services, they didn't join the services from rich homes. They joined the services, you know, who were crossing by force, you know, where we are school, we spend high into our school, baby. So you go there with that passion to serve. But most of them, we are vagabond, kakra with fear. Yes, police, soldier, recruitment. Now, you say the mentality is he wants money. So you see, even though majority of police officers, I mean, I'm not holding brief for them. I don't speak, you know, but I work with them. I mean, I will tell you that these are my colleagues. Majority of them are wonderful. Even though we have the 2 CD, 10 CD, I don't know how much they take now. 2 CD, 10 CD, minimum. I say 2 CD, 1 CD, 5 CD. I system. I don't know whether I'm not too sure whether 10 to 20. I mean, you are normalizing and to me. I have no data to substantiate. But on a serious note, what this caller said could be true. I'm not saying it is
scary.
And you see, it is high time when these things come out. We say, oh, no, it might not be true. How can you show me proof? The proof is what I read, Chronicle on the 8th. Ukoshe front page, 16 weapons allegedly stolen from police anti-terrorism armory. So it is true. And I'm sure, so if you continue, you will see how many Ghanaians will share information. There's a reason why I say, don't think that
they have the information more than we think.
Don't know this information. I haven't seen it, but I have heard about things like that. And in the past, previous IGPs have mentioned it. All police officers have been interdicted for allegedly giving their weapons to criminals to go and perpetrate criminality, and they charge them to take money. Including even military officers. One BAC war. It's a testing about the police military. They went to go and commit robbery and they were arrested. So it is not limited to just the police. It's amongst those who are armed. Sometimes a few of them do, I must say. But mine is that it shouldn't take away the fact that they are doing a good job, and therefore on your information, my advice would be he should have shared the information. At least in a mobile phone, with a motorbike, photo, never information in the nearest police station. When you do, they would act. I mean, so I tell people that listen, the police, our police is still one of the best police in the world. What we haven't done is to believe in them. I'm being very honest with you. It's one of the best police in the world. What we haven't done is to believe in them. and sometimes we get to me, we are coming.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we ourselves we get divided, and then but it's one of the best when you travel across, even to other, European countries, you will notice that our police is not doing bad. The only thing is that kakra no, that is what we need. So what this caller is saying, I mean, I'm happy he's brought it up. But next time, those who are listening, when you see something like that, kotete kone bi, me mani who do ahia bebo. E Julie, kotete kone bi de twa no mfoni. Twa na se ba, mfoni be de achi, obi achi a, they will punish the person. And so Ghana belongs to you now. Ghana is for listen. Ghana for so you don't know which is which. You say South Africa, South Africa is free. Ghana for saying South Africa. That's the thing. And then American cases is free. Do na be within my own na be because of holding. Usually people want to test the thing and see, say, Ghana is not bad. I will see. It's not bad. And things are improving. But with these crimes that are being committed with guns, if we are not careful, we'll be overwhelmed. Already we are overwhelmed. Listen, I mean, what is the time now? If you ask police officers who are going on patrols today, they are usually not afraid. They are pumped up to do the work. But sometimes they come under fire. In Boku, they will tell you. Sometimes when the military officers are firing, then they stop a bit just to hear the sound. The sound. Then they notice that. Gun, so if you understand guns, which was a massa, 2x4 toy gun. They free no a boa. You get it. And so mine is that we need to. Someone spoke about resetting the system. Exactly. Yes, we are doing that. That is another one. We've made some proposals. I don't want to preempt what will happen, but the system, we can't. His Excellency cannot reset Ghana without the arms, regime. It's not possible. You need security, safety to reset the system. So mine is that we are resetting. Those who have them are going to be given some time to come and renew. I mean, so these things are all going to be part of it. Unfortunately, on my board, my board actually mimics the National Security Council. I have, very senior security officers, right from police to, immigration on my board. Police, immigration, national security, and you can customs, senior officers. So it's a board that's supposed to be ensuring that our policy decisions are grounded in call it research, are grounded in informed, what do you call it, decisions we make. So yes, we'll get there. I work very closely with all of them, including there's the DGCID. She's doing wonderful as well. I mean, they are all doing wonderful. So for me, I just think that Wilson. Yes. Akaya Kakra. I mean, one of my mates is also called Yoku Wilson Kweku Bogus. Okay, that's right. He visited me in the office. I haven't seen him for a while. So Yoku Wilson. Exactly. He visited me in the office today. We took a photo. Right. So I told him, I know, I'm going to XYZ. Exactly. His namesake, and I have Wilson is. Exactly. So it's a good one. I think. This show is. I'm saying it's not Taiba, and I'm really happy. I told the viewers, with Doc coming there, me person may spend it, me waste even a second. Unfortunately, we've even gone beyond. It's 9:18, and for me, it feels as if we are just starting. We started. Yes, I feel we started. Doc, in wrapping up, I was so interested in the new bill, because education is very important. And I wanted us to dwell a bit more on it. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. But, in summary, maybe a minute or two as we wrap up, what is in the bill that will help take care of all these dangerous happenings? What is in the bill? Let's say three key things. One is artisanship. someone mentioned one of
exactly,
your listeners your viewers are smart.
Thank you.
One person mentioned, why can't we register all these you can't say gunsmiths and from saying blacksmiths
for no.
One of the important clauses in there is to make sure that these people are captured under our watch, trained, and to be able to do what they have to do. So we regulate what they do. That way, we know how many guns they are each producing and where it is going to.
Right.
That is one of the most important things. The second thing had to do with, you must go through some aptitude tests. Now, Sabi, journalism, so it's all school. Journalism, yes, all school. Now,
it's you.
Now,
within a second.
License, the assurance as a say out to a better. So one of the things is going to be where people would have armories. Training centers. Where people go to, we take you through some proficiency way, because for your own safety sake, I said, said here, the law will take care of all that. And so that is one of the important elements of doing that. The other important leg has to do with the fact that we now should be able to track and trace those who are coming to procure weapons, licensing and renewing.
Renewing, very important.
And also, key to that, I mentioned the penal sanction, punishment. Key to that is the fact that we are going to have a strengthened enforcement where say your children so could tour.
So this is what Doc referred to earlier on. 2 cops arrested for stealing 16 assault rifles from police counter ammo.
Brand new weapons.
Wow.
Brand new
That's
weapons.
a scary thing in Ghana.
Brand new weapons. And this is not civilians.
Yeah, so that's the thing. 2 cops, policemen.
And I'm happy the police, you see, this is what some of us want. First now, and yet, even in Ghana, first, some time some long now the mentality is that the people will know. They just come out. So if you notice the police for some, no publishing, because people will know.
Right.
And so just like you brought it, so
that's right.
I mentioned the third thing,
exactly,
which has to do with your kind of saying renewal, because the chairman say, how can you have, let's say, 5 million weapons in the system, and maybe out of that, let's say 1.5 million have been legally possessed. Then only 40,000 or less comes back to renew.
That's dangerous. That's very, very unacceptable. Honestly, unacceptable.
So what we are doing is we are just feeding the system and feeding the system, and so. But you don't blame. Do we blame? We have to blame. It's a collective responsibility. The legal regime doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And so the IGP Yohonu, Mr. Yohonu, is busy trying to catch the criminals.
That's right.
He's busy trying to catch the criminals. That is, you are busy. He's trying to sanitize the space. And through the work of can regulate firearms. And internationally, and the police usually don't go into regulation. They don't go into regulation. You have institutions who must regulate, while the police do general law enforcement. So you can see the immigration came out of the police.
Exactly.
Even driving, those days, meaning police if on a driving. DVLA. Immigration came out of them. DVLA came out of them. You can't say NACOC.
It's true.
But they still perform. So police nature na so nkuta license. And found also on your DVLA. Also macho. To be court, me prosecute you. So because that is their role international best practice. But our laws were formulated years ago, and all these were dump on them. And so one here and now blame one say, and then I'm to say. And so mine is that sometimes they can sometimes the law is not too much on their side.
That's
but
right.
usually on his to me but me mum de meka can. So these are some of the things that when the new law is passed, I mean you and we would have sports firing. Olympics. Funny say we need GCD try says we need kakra. Now you do some fun shooting. Why you can take your children.
Exactly.
Fun. All these things would add to our economy. We don't. So the law will take care of all of these things.
That's right.
Yes.
Look, thank you so much. The way the producer is on my.
What's my man fan? I say
yampo. I say yampo na me ma brabim.
So
it's patcho.
There's a member.
But this is the last one I'll read. This is from Doris, or one of your ardent viewers. I say, I didn't know that dog could speak tree like this.
Doris,
so I mean, this is really an interesting episode, and I said it, not just interesting, exciting and educative as it has always been, but I knew that today was going to be different because when I was going through the research, I honestly got alarmed. I was really alarmed, and I'm happy said this episode has also moved me to enlighten myself in this. I'm really surprised said this is really happening. I can only repeat what Doc said, that Ghana is sitting on a time bomb, and that is very true. You're making sure say we put the right measures in place. And yes, sir, very soon things are going to go off hand. And when it happens, the Galamsey is a typical example. The last time I saw a video where a whole community fighting the police is so dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Some years back, when we were growing up, you who say police, but we ran away.
Oh, yeah.
But today, we are facing them. That is what is happening. And it's so dangerous. And so, we need not take this lightly, and I'm happy that Doc is in the center of all of this. I have absolute confidence in Doc, and I know that we will deliver. The National Arms Bill, let's ensure that we pass it, and let's ensure that the content in it, we are able to implement it. You can only implement when you have the needed resources, and that is why my own brother, Atuforsen, Honorable Atuforsen, you heard the message that came from Doc. And I'm adding my voice to it. This is a serious thing. Let us make available all the needed resources to ensure that we are all safe in this country. Next week, God willing, we are going to have another episode. And as Doctor indicated, at the appropriate time, we'll bring him again. Probably when the bill has been passed. We'll bring Doc again for us to really go into details and know the next line of action. Doc, I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you to you too.
Thank you so much.
For bringing me. And I think I have not regretted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We won't take this for granted, and we don't take it for granted also. So, Doc, we want to say a big thank you. Viewers, we also want to say a big thank you, and unfortunately, forgive me, the messages that came and we couldn't have the opportunity to read them. Forgive me. We appreciate all the effort that you have made. I'm still your host, Emmanuel Wilson Jr., and so we'll meet again next week, same time, for another educative, insightful episode. All I can say for now is good night.